All right, let's look at our second method in the circuit analysis, which is featured through this video. So the second method, the third example using the second method is mesh analysis. So mesh analysis, let's take our first example and look at how we analyze circuits with it. So what we do is that in mesh analysis, we provide the same conventional or direction for each of the loops. So you see that in the first loop, so let's assume A, B, F, G, A. So A, B, F, G, A, that's the first loop. We have clockwise direction, clockwise direction. And let's assume in this particular loop, which is B, let's say here is E, M, F, B. We assign the same direction. So in mesh analysis, what we do is in each of the loop we apply the same direction and the same current for the whole loop. So what we mean is we will say that the current in A, B, F, G, A is I1. Are you getting the concept? Then the current through this whole loop B, E, M, F, B is also I2. So then how do you write the equations for this? So we use the same idea. I1 enters the negative terminal of the source voltage V1 and leaves from the positive terminal. So where it leaves is positive V1. It should be equals to the voltage drop across resistor 1. But the current I've assigned for this whole loop. So let me do the loop. So loop A, B, F, G, what? A, which is the first loop. So the resistor R1, the current through it is the whole current in the loop, which is I1. So it will be I1 times R1. Then when you get to R3, what you do is, since you are considering the first loop, since you are considering this first loop, that first loop is assigned the current I1. So that current will be the I1 positive minus the current in the other loop, which is what? I2. So what I mean is this I3 we've illustrated here, which is flowing through the R3, I3, which is flowing through this R3, is nothing more than I1 minus I2. So this I3 that's I'm coming. So this I3, which is illustrated here or demonstrated here, passing through R3, is nothing more than what? I1 minus I2. So when I come here to be plus I1 minus I2, which is the current flowing through R3. So this will be the voltage drop across the R3. But when I'm considering the second loop, that one will be I2 minus I1 for the same R3. That one will be I2 minus I1. So we ensure balance or uniform what? Sign convention. So let's go to the next loop, which is loop B, E, M, F, what? B. The second loop. The second loop. This is the second loop. So when you come here, the sign convention is still clockwise. I told you for each of the loop you use the same sign so that you can subtract one from the other. When you are doing this loop, you subtract that current loop from that. When you are doing that loop, you subtract that current loop from this. So that's how we do it. So with this one, I2 will flow into the positive terminal of V2, but leave, it will be leaving because it will go like this. Fine. It will meet the V2, which is the positive terminal. then leave from the negative terminal. So I'm using where I'm leaving from. Some people also use where it enters the voltage source, but you need to stick to one. So me, I'm sticking to where I leave from. Of course, on this earth, everyone is actually characterized by where he's coming from. So it makes sense, right? So it's coming from negative terminal, so negative V2 will be equals to the voltage drop across resistor 2 and resistor 3. So let's do the voltage drop across resistor 2 first, right? So voltage drop across resistor what? Resistor 2. This is resistor 2. So the current in the whole loop is I2. So the voltage drop across resistor 2 will be I2, R2, right? Forgive me of the symbol. I should have used I2 like this, but it's the same, right? All right. I don't want small letters. So plus the voltage across R3. But you see that we are in the second loop. So the current in R3 will be I2 minus what? The current in the other loop, which is I1. Since we are doing for loop 2, it will be I2 minus the current in the other loop times the resistor R3. So you label this as equation 1, label this as equation 2. And since our variables are only 2, which is I1 and I2, we can use these two equations to find the variables. So this is how we go about it. Let me see whether I will get yes. So this is a question you can play with. This is the actual question you can play with. So let me start. I'll go straight. So let me call the loops. Now let me use numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody has ushered you to use letters. So let's assume loop 1, 2, 5, 4, 1. So that's the first loop here. Are you okay? The first loop, which is assigned current of what? I1. So in that loop, I1, the direction leaves from the positive terminals of the 32 volts. So it will be 32 is equals to the voltage drop across the 2 ohms here, which will be 2 times I1 because the current I1 is assigned for the whole loop. Plus, since I'm doing this loop, it will be I1 minus the current in the other loop, which is I2. And some of you don't understand why it's minus still. Here, I1 is coming down. Here, I2 is going up. In this loop, I2 is going up. In this loop, I1 is coming down. Clockwise coming down. Here is going up. So it will be I1 minus I2. And I1, because we are doing this loop, so minus the current in the other loop times the resistor, which is in between the two loops, 8. So at the end of the day, I'll get 32 equals 10 I1 because 2 I1 plus 8 I1 will give me 10 I1 minus 8 I2, right? Some of you are confused. So let me go step by step. 2 I1, only fifths will do this, plus 8 I1 minus 8 I2. So I get 32 equals 10 I1 minus what? 8 I2. So this is equation 1. Then I'll go to equation 2 using the loop 2. So let me change color. So second loop will be loop 2, 3, 6, 5, what? 2. Where you start is where you end. So now this current I2 is assigned for the whole loop, but this direction means that I2 would leave from the negative terminal, but will enter the positive terminal of 20 volts. But I'm using where it's leaving. So negative terminal means negative 20 equals the voltage drop across the 4 ohms and the 8 ohms. Let me do the 4 ohms. The voltage drop And the 4 ohms will be what? 4 times what? I2 plus the voltage drop across it, this 8 ohms. That one will be I2 minus the other loop's current, which is I1. So I2 minus this one times 8. So negative 20 will be equals to 4I2 plus 8I2 minus 8I1. I'll get negative 20 equals 4 plus 8 is 12. So 12I2 minus 8I1. This is equation 2. Are we okay? Then you solve equation 1 and 2 what? Simultaneously. So someone can say multiply here with minus 8, multiply here with positive what? Positive 10. So that minus 80 I1 will come and add to, so you multiply here with positive 8 rather, will come and add to positive 80 I1, then they will cancel out, then you find I2. Immediately you get I2, you put it back in any of the equation, you find your I1. So these are the equations I had. Basically that's what they also had. 10 I1 minus 8 I2 equals 32, which is here. Then this is the same as this, because if I should multiply equation 2 with negative 1, I'm going to get 20 equals minus 12I2 plus 8I1, which is the same as this. So basically that's how it is. That's how it is done. I'll come away again and look at another example with the mesh method in current or circuit analysis. So stay tuned. So then, have a blessed day.